everyone doing today? Let's talk about it. We have Keon's attorney put out a new message for the public regarding Keon and himself. But it's something that he said about himself that I said, oh, wait a minute, not so fast. That's not what the court said. Yeah, let's talk about it. And we have an update on the three football players about what really happened to them the night that they passed away. And we also want to talk about Jamaica had a bad hurricane. And we want to send shout outs and hearts up for Jamaica. We hope that they have a speedy recovery as well. Very bad hurricane. We know what that's like because we've been through Hurricane Katrina over here. But want to talk about that because it was some Jamaicans that sent some messages to Americans, especially Black Americans. So I want to talk about that as well. Shout out to Clay G Beats. Thank you so much for joining us today. How you doing? Greetings to you too. Clay G Beats in the house. Y'all check out his channel as well. Awesome channel. Know he does beats and everything to help people where they don't have copyrights and things like that. He also did our birthday video. Very nice birthday tribute to me on my birthday. And y'all need to check that video out. Yes, Clay G Beats. He produced that one. Very, very nice video. So salute to Clay G Beats. Thank you as well again. Paul Cousins, salute. How you doing? Salute to you in London over there. Thank you so much for joining us. I know the time zone is very different. Yes, we want to talk about that today. But we're going to let some more people get in. And then we also want to touch base on Sonia Massey case. The verdict was in. The police officer was found guilty. We'll go over that too as well. But we have a lot of little topics to talk about today. And we will let some people get in here. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead on and play the disclaimer. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyrights Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. Yes. Thank you all for joining. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. It is so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Hit the like button too, please. Hit the like button. So glad to see everybody in today. TS in the house. TS in the house. TS, the birthday girl. Yes, y'all. Y'all put some cakes and hearts in the chat for TS today. Happy birthday to you. 1 time for the birthday girl. 2 times for the birthday girl. 3 times for the birthday girl. Shout out TS. Shout out moderator in the house. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Now, I'm going to just go ahead on and I'm going to get right to it. And I know that when everybody come in, I will give them a shout out when I can. I don't want to stop in the middle, and, start shouting out. But thank you all for the viewers as well. For those who don't like to drop down in the chat, thank you all for your views as well. Appreciate that. Leslie Bean, how you doing? Hello to the Knowledge family. Hello to you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. But let's get right on into it because let me just say this about Kada Scott's story because this channel has always pushed for justice for victims. I mean, we did it with Shanquilla. We do it with so many people, okay? We push for the victims, not the suspects, okay? Let me say that again because I think some people got this channel here confused. We push for the victims, not the suspects, okay? So when we was pushing and we pushing for Kada Scott's justice, we noticed that it's a lot of cakers and capers for Keon and his friends coming over here trying to make excuse for what they did. He did. We don't care nothing about that over here, okay? Let's just go and get that straight, okay? Please, let's get this straight because I think a lot of people got this channel mixed up where they could come over here and they could disrespect Kada Scott. I have to say this seems like with every case we do cover, that we are not covering it to cake and cape for the suspect. No, we do it for the victim, okay? And the victims will not be victimized over here. If some people want to make excuses for what Keon and his accomplice did to Kada Scott, this is the wrong channel. It's the wrong channel. It's some channels probably out there that cake and cape for Keon and ride on Keon sausages. But this ain't the channel. This not the channel for that. Okay? And I delete you real quick. And it's also a lot of them that's coming over here that's trying to twist the story as if they're trying to confuse the audience in my comment section about what Keon did, about what his accomplice did and all that. No, we not finna do that. Y'all don't think we see through the okie doke? We can see straight through it. So when you waste your time and you write this long paragraph trying to twist baby girl's story, it's going to get deleted. We do not let anybody throw stank in the game on victims. That's not how we roll over here. We ride bumpers over here, suspect bumpers over here, and we will continue to do that. So I just thought I need to say something about that because, people, what happened to my comment that I put down? It was disrespectful, and I put it in the dumpster trash. Or one of my team members put it in the dumpster trash. What happened to that comment I wrote? It was disrespectful to Kada and to the channel. Point blank, period. Now, let's get on what we came to do. Purple Sax in the house. Hey, how you doing, Purple Sax? So good to see you. Yes. TS got the bumper cars down there. That's what we do over here. We ride bumpers. We care nothing about Keon over here. No, we really don't. And his accomplice, we don't care nothing about him. We don't. Now, Keon, his attorney, did another interview, okay? Then he had the nerve to talk about us, family, talking about we do click views and likes just to get attention and all that. But at the same time, he done did about 3 interviews on this here case, okay? So it seems like he chasing click views and like. But he did say something that I said, not so fast, sir, because that's not what a court said about you. Yeah, but we'll get to that in a minute. So Shaka was back in the news. Yeah, Shaka was back in the news talking. He was back in the news talking about his client. And he had a lot to say, may I add. And I told y'all that he is always being a special guest on these news panels. Yes, he pull up. He basically got his own news anchor chair around that joint. And he just go in and pop in and they have him as guests and all that. Well, they had him as a guest this here past week. And he sat down and he started telling them about Keon's case and about himself as well. But when he get to himself, I'm going to want to pause that one right there and let's talk about that. So I'm going to give one more shout out before we listen to what Mr. Shaka had to say and getting the public straight about Keon and himself. Lord have mercy. Who is this synthetic person? Who is that? Let me time them out for 24 hours. Okay. So now, let's go on with it. Now let me has anybody else know about Shaka is his lawyers. He is Keon's lawyer. I had to boot somebody up out of here right quick. Let's go ahead on. And let's oh man, I forgot to turn off hold on. I forgot to turn off the notification. There you go, right there. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me log into my thing right quick. Let me log into it right quick. But anyway, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. So glad to see that everybody joined us today. Hope everybody's Saturday is going well. Hope everybody's Saturday is going well. Hold on, family. I'm trying to log into this thing right quick. But in the meantime, let me just let y'all hear what Mr. Shaka said regarding his client. Check it out, family. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Hold on. Here you go.
Approached you to take the case in the first place? His parents. Keon King's parents. Yes, his parents. Now, are you the one that convinced him to turn himself in? I walked in with him. Yes, I turned him in. That was before he was formally charged with anything having to do with her disappearance, her kidnapping, the arson, the murder subsequently. That was before any of that.
But you were already representing him officially at that point?
On the strangulation case that you've now heard about, that they're calling the first one, right? The district attorney contacted me directly. That's why these remarks are so, quite frankly, nonsensical, because the district attorney contacted me.
Okay, so if y'all hear, he said that Keon's parents asked him to take this case. Okay, he said Keon's parents called him and was like, could you take this case? Now, check it out. Listen to it.
Approached you to take the case in the first place? His parents. Keon King's parents. Yes, his parents. Now, are you the one that convinced him to turn himself in? I walked in with him. Yes, I turned him in. That was before he was formally charged with anything having to do with her disappearance, her kidnapping, the arson, the murder subsequently. That was before any of that.
But you were already representing him officially at that point?
On the strangulation case that you've now heard about, that they're calling the first one, right? The district attorney contacted me directly. That's why these remarks are so, quite frankly, nonsensical, because the district attorney contacted me. So listen, I understand you're representing Keon King on this first strangulation. No doubt there may be some other charges coming down the pipe, but would you surrender him? Consulted with my client, consulted with his parents. We decided to do that. Had no idea that this had any relationship to Kada Scott or this sort of.
Okay, so he said when he turned in Keon King, he said he went with Keon to turn himself in. He had no idea that it was related to Kada Scott. He said that when the district attorney called him, he was telling him that, the previous case that Keon has, that it's more charges that might be coming down the pipeline. So would you turn him in? So they was thinking when they turned him in, they was turning him in about his previous case regarding when he was jumped over that fence and was running after that girl and trying to get into her house. And then he took her against her will and he was windmilling on her and all that kind of stuff like that, okay? So he was saying that he was thinking that that's what the police wanted him for. So Keon turned himself in. Okay, so he said, we had no idea that it was related to Kada Scott. But you know who did have an idea that it was related to Kada Scott? Keon. Okay, we sorry that Keon pulled the okie doke on his parents and the lawyer, allegedly, because the lawyer said he had no idea that when Keon turned himself in, and he went with Keon to turn himself in, he had no idea that it was related to Kada Scott until after they got there. But I bet you Keon knew, because he had already burned up cars, burned up evidence, buried her, did something to her, all that. Yeah. Shout out to Darlene Chestnut. And I saw you too, Darlene Chestnut, in the comment section in our last video. Thank you so much for your generosity, donating to the channel. Thank you so much. Sending loves and hugs to you. Thank you so much, Darlene Chestnut. Yeah, I saw you. I didn't get a chance to reply to it, but I did see you, sister. Thank you so much for your awesome generosity. Thank you. So he said he had no idea until after they got there that it's related to Kada Scott. Purple Sack said that part. Keon sure did know. Yes, he knew. You know what I'm saying? And then Leslie Breen said he lied. She said he lied. And he knew exactly why he was turning him in. That's what allegedly. Yeah, but that's what got me too, because people was already looking for Kada, and the DAs was already talking about a missing female, that they was trying to find her. But he's saying that when Keon turned himself in and he went with him, he didn't know that it was related to Kada Scott, not till after they got there. All right, that's what he said. Okay. He said that's his story and he's sticking to it. Let's finish listening to what he said.
Why was the parents asking a representative? So did they, when they saw the news coverage, did they think their son did it? No. They came to me long before they knew their son was ever involved. His name was even swept up in this whole case. They had no idea. They thought that their son was in very little trouble. Very little trouble. Well, then why turn himself in? Well, because they're law-abiding folks. The parents are salt-of-the-earth people. They're there. If their son is being sought after, they want to hire an attorney. Please get to the bottom of it. See why the authorities. Exactly. So they want to see why my son is being sought after, and let's investigate it. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. They had no idea he was associated with this. We obviously came to find that out. And at that point, I was already his attorney.
Yeah, I believe that. I don't know now. That's what he said happened. Okay. He said his parents had no idea that, he said they hired me long before this right here. They just wanted to see why was their son being sought after. Okay. They weren't looking at the news to see why their son was being sought after. That's weird. It's real weird. That he's saying, no, they didn't know, because they said, well, the families, y'all turned them in, so, oh, no, they had hired me way before that and told me to represent him. Well, he was Keon's lawyer during that last incident unrelated to Kada. Like I said, the one where he ran up in that girl yard, he kidnapped her and did all that. Well, Shaka was his lawyer on that case as well. Okay. And then when Kada Scott case happened, he's saying that he did not know that, and the parents did not know that the police was looking for Keon for Kada's case. Only he was thinking that new charges was coming down the line from the previous case unrelated to Kada. So that's why Keon turned himself in along with the lawyer. Something stinks to high sky, and it smells like skunk meat throughout that whole thing. Let me see what y'all saying. Yes, Darlene Chestnut for Keon's lawyer surprised. Yeah, he's saying, acting like he's surprised. Sounds like he won't out. You know what, Darlene Chestnut? That do sound, it sounds like he's saying, hey, look, I ain't know that, and his family didn't know either that he was involved in this Kada Scott thing. It wasn't until after we got down there, we realized that, and now I'm his lawyer, basically. Okay? Would he have, he said he didn't know. So my question is, if you did know, would you still have took the case? That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking a question. He's saying he didn't know. So if he really, if he would have known that, hey, they want you to turn yourself in, it's about this Kada Scott case, about her disappearance, would Shaka still have took that case? I'm just asking a question. Let's listen to what else he said. Bad Bunny said, oh, he could leave at any time if he like. Yeah. Now check out what he say here.
Because of the strangulation case, why was he out? The case was withdrawn. That strangulation. Because the victim didn't show up in court. Because the victim did not show up in court. Why don't they just do it by Zoom? Well, no. We have the right. We have constitutional protections, and people have to come to court. No, never. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's the clickbait. I'm not sure why this particular case, why this one case, because you cover news, you cover violent crimes. There are people getting killed on a daily basis in this community. I'm not talking about worldwide. In our city of Philadelphia, there are men and women and boys and girls murdered daily. They all have lawyers. So I'm not sure.
So he is upset now because everybody wants him to come off the case. The public, the community, Kada Scott's family, they all want Shaka to come up off the case representing Keon. They also did this is him on that news talking, but the family also did a petition right here to where they are trying to get Mr. Shaka up off the case. They have over 2,400 people that signed a petition to get him off the case. And what he's saying is everybody deserves a lawyer, okay? And I do have to agree with that. That's Keon's constitutional right to have a lawyer. Okay, whether people like it or not, it is his constitutional right to get a private lawyer or whatever he chooses to get, or his family chooses to get. As we can see, his family is the one that asked Shaka to be Keon's lawyer, which furthermore proves what we said, that all that little small time dealing Keon doing around there, and people trying to make it like he this big pharmacist, this big little toxic street candy dealer. No, he ain't. He ain't got no money like that. He couldn't even get his own lawyer. His family had to help him get it. Yeah. Keon ain't popping like that. Obviously. Because if so, he wouldn't need his parents. money to get him a lawyer. That says a lot within itself. So is all the money that Keon is dealing with and was making people think that he owned and popping, what was that all about? Yeah. But they do have a petition out and they do not want him to, and her parents don't like it. And so this is what he is saying about that. He said that that's his job, is to defend people.
Why this particular case?
Maybe it's all because everybody involved in the case is black.
Well, we're in Philadelphia. Out of the 1.6 million people in this town, most of the crimes in that criminal justice center are perpetrated against black people by black people. Well,
whatever. Listen to whatever he said.
That's really sad rhetoric, and people should be really more conscious of their words and the things they put out to the unsuspecting public, because if they were to take just one moment to get from behind the computer and come down to the courthouse, you would see that the rooms are chock full of people who are accused, people who look like me, accused of committing domestic violence, against people who are against victims who look like me as well. And they have black attorneys, black private attorneys, black public defenders. I don't know that this is necessarily black versus white, honestly. I think this is more about the reputation that I've garnered as a successful attorney.
Okay, so he said, these people ain't mad. They want me off the case and all that stuff because they don't want me representing him or anything like that because of race. It's basically because of the reputation that I've garnered. Okay. The reputation that I have, basically saying that I am, basically the shit. Okay. So he was bragging on that. But then something said, really? Yeah, Darlene, I'm with you on it could be a change of venue. But I think that the people and the community don't want him on that case because he was a former DA. He was a former SWAT. He was a former detective. He was a former police officer. And I think that they just don't want, it just feels like it could be, not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? They just feel like it might not be handled properly because those people have a history of working together. And will Kada get a fair shot knowing that Keon's defense used to work with the same prosecution that's prosecuting Keon? I think that's basically my opinion. The reason why they don't want him on this case. But Shaka is an attorney and has a right to defend Keon, and Keon has a right to hire an attorney for his case. But I do understand what the family and the public and everybody is looking at, because most likely that's what they're looking at. Like, he used to be part of this system. The very same system that is prosecuting Keon, that is going against Keon. And is it any friendship there? Because y'all heard him say, well, the DA called me and said, hey, would you mind turning him in? So it shows that they contact the lawyer, which they supposed to contact the lawyer. They can't contact Keon. They got to contact his lawyer. If he has a lawyer, you got to work through the lawyer. But my thing is, he was bragging about, this is what the family said. They said, as a respected Black attorney, Shaka Johnson's involvement in this case sends a chilling message to the Black community that even those who claim to fight for justice are willing to defend known abusers, even those responsible for harming and deleting Black women. I can understand their frustration, but then again, he does have the right, to an attorney. Now, he also represented the man, part of the Proud Boys that they stormed up there at the Capitol and all that stuff. He was like, when I defended this man right here, I didn't hear nobody say nothing. Didn't nobody have nothing to say about me defending this man, but they have something to say about me defending Keon. Now, let's finish hearing a little bit more of what he said.
Me? No. I could do this case for free. It wouldn't really affect my bottom line.
Okay, doing it for notoriety.
Then what do we say about, I know we don't have that sort of time and we're not here for that, but I could give you probably 15 cases that I've done in the last maybe 5 years that are of higher notoriety than this, to be honest with you, right? So that's not it. People come to your office, they consult with you, and they say, listen, Alex, at one point there was a gentleman, giving you some grief and they had to go to court. That gentleman had an attorney, right? Like, so people have attorneys. That is part of the constitutional protections. What few we have left, those are the constitutional protections that are still in place. Due process. You get a lawyer when you are accused of a crime, and you get a lawyer of your choosing.
Is this hurtful for you?
I don't operate on the frequency of social media. I'm not on that bandwidth at all.
We can't tell. You on there now?
Trial. I think you're all going to hear some more about Keon King, and the reason why I have been interestingly quiet, right? Because I think you both know that I'm not afraid of cameras. I'm not afraid of a microphone. I will pull up a podium. That's what I do. In this particular case, you've noticed I have been deafeningly silent. I haven't said a single word. This is my second interview. I did one Friday and then one today on this particular subject matter, and nothing about the case, because I want this to play out in court where the rules are different. The court of public opinion has no rules. You can do what you want, say what you want, like the DA's been doing so far. I am not doing that. I want this to play out in court where we have rules.
Okay, so he said he wanted to play out in court. Then they asked him, are you planning on leaving this case? And this is what he said. He said, N-O, no. Now check it out what he said again. He said he is not letting that case go. So here it goes right here.
Like the DA's been doing so far. I am not doing that. I want this to play out in court where we have rules.
Okay.
He said N-O, no.
N-O.
N-O, no. He is not planning on letting this case go. He will continue to defend Keon. But I noticed that he said that people are mad because he garnered this reputation of, how good he is or whatever like that. So you got DA versus DA like we talked about before. But if you look, he was talking about how, people are mad because of my reputation and, I guess because he's good and he does a good job. Well, probably, I don't, probably have in the past couple of years. I don't know, really don't care. I'm just saying that he said that he was bragging on himself, okay, about how, let's just be real. People don't want me on the case because I've garnered a reputation about myself, about he's good and all that. But then I look, and as I was looking, I said, oh, okay, he that good. Let me see how good he really, really, really is, okay? But the first thing popped up, public records, was this right here. That Shaka had got a disciplinary action because it was some stank. Like, he just didn't do a couple 4 cases the way he should have done them, okay? Hey, this is public records. Now, as y'all will see right here, this is public records. This is just what they said, okay? It says, Shaka M. Johnson, you stand before the disciplinary board, your professional peers and members of the public for the imposition of a public reprimand. It is an unpleasant task to publicly reprimand one who has been granted the privilege of membership in the bar of this commonwealth. Yet, as repugnant as this task may be, it has been deemed necessary that you receive a public discipline. Okay, so now this is public records. Okay, so don't get mad at me. I'm just doing the public records. Now the man was bragging on himself. I ain't got nothing to do with him bragging on himself. I just wanted to see how good he really was, and then bam, this popped up. Okay, because he was bragging on himself, but then this right here said, yeah, he might be, but it was a little. He got reprimanded around about 2011, 12, 13, round off in there. Okay. He probably done much better since. But the thing is, you can't say that you are the shiznick, okay? And then there is some little background there, okay? But the point is, it popped up, public records. Now, it says, Mr. Johnson, you are being reprimanded on your misconduct in 4 clients' matters. So it was 4 different cases that he had to get reprimanded for. Okay. Wow. In general, this misconduct reflects your lack of competence, lack of diligence, reckless misstatements to the tribunal, mishandling of third-party funds, and engaging in conduct, prejudicial to the administration of justice. You represented Emmanuel Cassie in a criminal manner. Your client appeared before the Honorable Chris Wagon, during which time Judge Wagon accepted your client's negotiated guilty plea and sentence. Pursuant to your request, Judge Wagon agreed to defer the date that Mr. Cassie was to begin his sentence and order Mr. Cassie to appear on June 20th, 2011. On June 20th, 2011, you appeared before Judge Wagon, but Mr. Cassie failed to surrender. Judge Wagon commenced a violation of... Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Trying to get it where y'all can see that. Probation hearing. Okay. I'm trying to get to where I'm at. The probation hearing of Ascension found Cassie in violation of probation and resentenced him. Therefore, he spoke with Mr. Cassie's mother, wrote a letter to Mr. Cassie about the resentencing, and wrote the Judge Wagon about your efforts to locate your client. Following your June 27, 2011 letter to the Judge Wagon, you look no farther. Let me see if I can get you out of... There you go. You took no further actions in your client's matter. You did not investigate whether your client was in state or county custody prior to his apprehension by the sheriff on the bench warrant. Filed a notice of appeal to preserve your client's appellate rights. Communicate with your client after he was apprehended to advise him of his resentencing and determine whether your client wanted to seek reconsideration of sentencing, and communicate with Mr. Cassie after he was apprehended to determine whether he wanted to file an appeal. So he didn't, what this court is saying that, his client didn't even know that he was supposed to appear in court. And then his client got apprehended. When his client got apprehended for not appearing, he was saying, I didn't even know that I was supposed to appear and all that. And so they getting on to Shaka is like, you didn't even handle communicating with your own client, which left him in a hole, in a bind, and incarcerated. Okay. So then it says you made misstatements on the signed PCRA affidavit, as well as during your testimony at Mr. Cassie's PCRA hearing. On June 20th, 2011, following Judge Walgen's resentencing of your client, you told the judge, Walgen, that you would make an effort to reach out to your client's mother and would let the court know of your findings. In your June 27, 2011 letter to the judge, you wrote that you had made every attempt to your power to contact your client. You detailed your efforts and added that you made your client aware of this appellate's rights. In contrast, in your signed August 8, 2013 affidavit attached to your client's amended PCRA petition, you wrote that you had no contact with Mr. Cassie or his mother after the June 20th, 2011 sentence hearing. You explained that you made no effort to advise them of the new sentence on cross-examination at the PCRA hearing. You then contradicted your signed affidavit and attempted to justify your false statements. You represented Thomas Clark in the criminal matter and entered your appearance on February 25th, 2014, while Mr. Clark was in prison awaiting trial in the criminal matter. He was personally served and a complaint in the civil matter. He complained too. So basically, what it's saying, family, is he stunk up 2 cases. He stunk up 2 of his cases, didn't do right, didn't follow some protocols and things like that. So there is a little stink within 4 cases that he had back in around this 2011, 12, 13 or whatever. And he did get reprimanded for not doing his job properly. Okay. So I was just saying, when he sat up there and he said that, maybe it's because of my record, about how good he is. I was like, okay, well, you might be kind of good, but you also got some kind of stank back in the day for not handling 4, not 1 case, not 2 cases, not 3 cases, but 4 cases incorrectly. So, that bragging, because he the one that made me say, okay, then, let me see. That boy good. That boy good. Let me go see how many he won. It wasn't saying too many about how many it won, but it did tell about the 4 reprimands that he had. Okay. So now let me see what y'all saying here. Love help out. Shout out. Darlene said, seem like need to write the lies down. Ha ha ha. He's close to being locked. Yes. Yeah. So that's what it's giving. Love help out. And Purple Sacks, Darlene Chestnut. Yes. I'm with y'all as well. Cause I'm like, okay, now you saying one thing, but them courts said another. And then they said in the Proud Boys, that case that he represented that guy that stormed the Capitol, whatever, that didn't go too well either, because that man wound up doing a little time. They said it wasn't until Trump pardoned that man that man now got out. So like I said, that was back in the 2011, 12, 13 or whatever, but we gonna see, because he was sure enough bragging. He was bragging. Yeah. So what y'all think, family? I'm gonna check out some of y'all comments here. Yes. And everybody that's in the bushes, please hit them like buttons as well. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Show the sister some love, please. Yeah. Purple Sack say you look in that mirror. Yeah. all day, but it's gonna come right back. Yes. That's baby. Shout out to all of y'all. But yeah, so basically, I just wanted to see that and that right there pop up because I was like, how many cases, successful cases and things like that. And then the disciplinary action popped up. Okay. And I was like, huh? And then I was like, okay, so, one case he kind of mishandled. No, y'all seen that the court said not just one, not just two, not just three, but 4 cases was handled not well at all. Now, Sonya Massey, let's get on to that right there. But I just had to let y'all hear what he was bragging about. Sonya Massey case, they had on there that the officer was found guilty, but of a lesser charge. They didn't even give him the first degree. They kind of dropped it down like y'all can convict him, but on the lesser charge. So he was found guilty this past week on lesser charge, as y'all see. The ex-Illinois deputy convicted of Pow and Sonya Massey and deleting her. And y'all remember when he went to her house and he just stunk up the joint, just started big mess with her, and he went into a house. He the one asked her to get the boiling water off the stove, and then when she was getting it off the stove, he said something smart, and she was like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He's like, what you better not rebuke me. I hit you up in the head. You know what he meant. And he did just that, and he was found guilty, yes, of cold-blooded, just deleting her for no reason. A former Illinois sheriff deputy was found guilty on second-degree deletion on October 29th in the demise of Sonya Massey, and she was unarmed. Okay. His partner, who was with him, testified against him. He said he wanted to do the right thing for Sonya Massey. So the partner that was with him got on the stand and testified against Grayson. He said that, hey, Sonya was not a threat at all. And for me, I wasn't scared of Sonya in that room. I was scared of him. That's what the partner said. And the partner said, I wanted to testify on her behalf because she was never a threat to us. And he did just that. And that's powerful. So it goes to show that it is some good cops out there. Remember, the partner also tried to give Sonya Massey some aid, CPR and all that. And then Grayson had told him not to do it. Okay. So as y'all see that before Grayson took the stand, his partner who responded to Massey's home with him said on the stand that he did not see her as a threat before his partner powed her. Okay. Love Help Out said it's good that his other police officer was there. Yeah. And he had his body cam on as well. Yep. And so that's good that he kept his body cam rolling. Grayson didn't. Yeah. Yeah, TS, I'm with you on that one too. Yes. Yeah. So it is messed up. And y'all will see that Sonya's her parents is mad that he was only given the lesser charge instead of what he should have got. And that's her mother and her father and them, and they was kind of upset about him getting a lesser charge than what he got second degree instead of first degree, because they feel like, hey, he said exactly what he was going to do, and that's exactly what he did. And she wasn't a threat at all, you know. But now the family did in February, the Sangamon County agreed to a $10 million settlement with Massey's family, an amount that's believed to be the largest single payout in the county's history. So the family did get a $10 million settlement. Okay. Most of that, a lot of that will go to the lawyers, but they still get some as well. Wow. So rest in peace. I guess you can rest a little better now knowing that she did get justice for what happened to her. And our hearts goes out to the family as well, always. Let's wow. And let's talk about the 3 football players as well. Let me see what all y'all saying too. I agree with Sonia Massey family. TS said officers didn't have a warrant. I agree. Right. Darlene Chestnut, after watching that, I make sure to get fully dressed before going to the door. Exactly. Yeah. You know, that was just messed up. He came in there, you know, he was prowling around her house. She the one called the police, was saying she thought she hear people around her house or something like that. You know, she was calling police out of concern. Like, hey, I think some people are around my house, or feel like somebody trying to break in my house or whatever, and they send the police out there. And then she wind up deleted by the man, an unhinged one. Okay? Wow. And the way he did it was savage, you know? So let's go on to I do want to talk about the 3 football players, because y'all know we talked about this story, but it is now an update on there that we know exactly what happened. Remember, he was in the car with old chick. She's a military veteran, and they was in the car with her, and then all of a sudden they hit a pole. They said that she was speeding. Remember when they said she was speeding, and then she hit a pole, and these 3 high school football players who had very promising futures was gone, okay, due to her reckless speeding. Well, it has come out, family, that the chick that was driving the car, her and her sister was in another car. And guess what they was doing, family? That's her sister right there on the right, far right, okay? The one who was driving with the 3 football players in the car is her, okay, Diamond. And the 3 football players was in her car. Well, they arrested the sister. And this is what happened. The sister was in her own car. She was in her own car. These 2 decide to drag race. They done came out. They was drag racing, and Diamond lost control. This is Destiny. This is Diamond. 2 sisters. They was hot rodding it. They was going twice, almost 3 times the speed limit, racing each other down a narrow road. Okay? And she lost control, hit a pole, and these 3 lost their lives. She is still in critical condition. But that's what really happened. The reason why the guys lost their life. That's what really happened. So the story came out. You see, woman charged with racing sister in crash that deleted 3 North Carolina high school football players. Wow. And as y'all would see, that it says that the high school football players John Elliott Trevor and Nicholas Williams. They all was in the car, passed away October the 8th, 2025. The crash occurred after the car they were in ran off the road and struck a telephone pole. Police alleged that two sisters were racing their vehicles at high speed when the crash happened, and the driver and her sister faced charges. So now they are facing charges. Okay? And the guys, they were seniors. One was 18, two was 17. So that's what happened. Now, check out what they said, how the report is about what they did.
Now, if we go back to 2 weeks ago today, when these individuals left from a football practice heading to a birthday party, both joyful times. They had a football game coming up later that week, senior night, things like that were coming up. And in a moment, 3 lives were lost.
2 weeks ago, the Fayetteville community was rocked by this horrific crash. 18-year-old Jayon Elliott, 17-year-old Nicholas Williams, and 17-year-old Trevor Merritt, all taken in an instant. The driver, 21-year-old Diamond Monroe, left in critical condition.
It's very tragic for those individuals, their families, also the other persons who were involved, the young lady that is still in a hospital. But at the same time, we have to investigate that and to see what led up to this fatal collision.
Assistant Fayetteville Police Chief Todd Joyce saying investigators eventually came to the conclusion that Diamond was racing along with her sister Destiny in another car leading up to the crash, the two driving to their little brother's 18th birthday with his teammates. Now, both sisters are facing 4 misdemeanor charges for things like racing, speeding, and reckless driving. Destiny faced a judge on those charges Wednesday morning, a quick hearing to ensure she understands what she's accused of. Diamond is also facing 3 felony counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Now, this is the sister who had to go to court, and she was booked, and she had to go to court. And the thing is that this sister here tried to spin the story. She tried to tell the police at first that, when it first happened, because those guys are gone, so they couldn't tell what happened. Remind you, her sister right there on the screen, that's the one who was racing her other sister, okay? So when the police and everybody got to the scene, she says, the one on the screen, oh, I was riding behind my sister and she just caught her flat. And when she caught her flat, she lost control of the car. And that's how the accident happened. So she started off lying to cover up what they did. She lied and not tell the truth about how those 3 boys passed away. She decided to cover her and her sister's butt, who her sister's still in the hospital, but she wanted to get the narrative out there that, oh no, I was just trailing them, and we all going to our brother's birthday party, and they was along with us, and they was in my sister's car. And as I was trailing them, her tire caught her flat. And so that made her go off the road and, hit that pole. So that's the lie she told at first, until they started investigating it, looking into it. Then it was some witnesses, I guess, that they had passed doing this drag race thing, or some people was probably standing outside or something, and saw 2 cars go by real quick and all that. And now the witnesses are starting to talk and say, wait a minute, them 2 cars was racing. And then it came out that they was actually racing. And that's real sad that she was willing to cover up and lie about what really happened. And then these boys' loved ones wouldn't have really knew the truth unless, until the investigators really investigated the matter. And then witnesses started coming forth about seeing these 2 cars going at a high rate of speed, racing each other. Wow. And these three boys had NFL scouts coming to their games in high school. They was having NFL scouts come to their games, and that's her in that court. But they had a promising future. So I know when they probably got in college, probably in their sophomore, junior year, they was probably going to be drafted in the NFL because, hey, the NFL scouts, they said, was already at their high school games, checking out their techniques, their skills, their speed, their talent, football IQ in high school. They was just all over the place watching these young men. But that's what really happened, and it all came out. And for that sister to cover that up with that lie is real trifling. But we are so glad that the truth came out, and that's what really happened. And they said that the other one is in the hospital, and that's Diamond. She's in the hospital, and they said when she get out that they already have charges of, kind of manslaughter, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. That's messed up. Let me see what y'all saying. Purple Sack said lying regarding for the loss of 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. Purple Sack sat up there and told that fresh lie. Just and see how she was looking at it is like, hey, they ain't here to tell it. And my sister is in, bad condition, but hey, if my sister come out of this, I'm gonna let her know what was said, how I said it. That way we don't get into no trouble, but just having a disregard for the 3 that has lost their lives. Wow. Wow. That's messed up. That's real messed up. Because, I'm like, okay, come on now. Just go ahead on and say y'all was racing. Gonna sit up and fix up a lie because can't nobody really tell what really happened but you. So you're going to spin it your way so you and your sister come out of this thing all in the good and don't have any don't hold any accountability for what y'all really did. You're going to switch the narrative up and just act like, oh, well, her car just caught a flat, as if she just ran over something and then the car caught a flat and she lost control and that was it. Really? Really? Wow. I'm just glad the truth came out. I'm so glad the truth came out. I don't know, Darlene, because they didn't say anything about that. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't say anything about that. So I really don't know if it was any alcohol or anything like that involved. The police didn't even say anything about that, so probably not, because I know is the one that's still in the hospital. Surely they have done all them testing and stuff like that. Probably didn't show up anything, reason why they haven't really brought up that at all. I noticed when the sister went to court, they didn't say anything about that either. Only thing they said is that they was drag racing, going a high rate of speed, and that's what caused it. You don't even have to have really anything in your system, boy. If you drag racing, man, these sports cars, and you going like, not even a sports car, because one of them had like the regular type car, but was still going twice the speed limit, almost 3 times the speed limit, and y'all racing, and it's nighttime, and that road there, they say, is a road that it's a narrow road, and other accidents has happened on that road. If you speeding, if you going over the speed limit, that road will trick you. And they should have known that, because I know that wasn't their first time riding on that road. They just wanted to speed and hot rod and show out. And it costs 3 gentlemen their lives. Wow. Have no regard for your passengers. You know, people, we have to understand and tell these youngsters when they driving and they got license, they happy and they think it's cute and all that. But driving a car, any type of vehicle, comes with great responsibility. Everybody ain't meant to drive. That's my thing. Everybody is not meant to drive. Because you got a lot of reckless people, negligent people that's out here under the wheel. And so therefore, when you drive, you have to be taking precautions for not only yourself, but the other drivers that's on the road as well, and your passengers. You know, you just can't be doing that. I tell some of my people in a minute when they speeding and carrying on, oh no, not with me in here. You do all that speeding when I ain't in here. You know, you might not give a damn about your life, but I cares about mine. Hey, look here now. And if you can't help but to speed every time you drive, just let me out. Just let me out. Yes. TSA Cafe, we have drivers, then we have riders. Exactly. Right. Southern Charisma said, good evening. Say a car, SUV, truck can be a weapon. Exactly. And it's sad, you know. Now, it's sad. And they really had a promising future. They really did. And they said they was close too. All 3 of them was close. They practiced together. They was basically the stars, man. They really did play some ball. They was good at what they did. They really was. And rest in peace to those young men. They had a very promising future. Very promising future. And like they said, she is still in the hospital. So she's been in there for a minute now. And that old sister over here is the one that made up that old bogus tale, but she got caught in the lie. Now, Hurricane Melissa hit Jamaica. And our hearts goes out to the citizens over there in Jamaica, all the people over there in Jamaica. I hope they have a speedy recovery. They did say that I think the U.S. have given aid over there and things like that. So they had a terrible hurricane, and we all over here know how hurricanes can be. You know, we was in Katrina, and that was just something else. Katrina was something else. So we understand that. But in the midst of all of that, it was a lot of Jamaicans over there clowning American citizens, and especially Black American citizens. And they were saying, because some of the tourists over there, Americans, went to Jamaica. And I can't understand that we don't check the weather before we take vacations and things like that, because we heard them saying 2 weeks prior that Jamaica was getting ready to be hit with a hurricane. Then within a week before it hit, they kept saying it's a category 3, it's a category 4, it's a category 5. They kept saying it. And they kept telling people, you know, hey, it's going to be bad, this, that. Well, hey, if some people, Americans, went over there anyway, and they got caught up in that storm. And then a lot of them were saying, hey, they jacking up the prices on the hotels. They feeding us just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, giving us a little piece of cornbread or whatever. Well, it's some Jamaicans that was saying, y'all shut up and go back home. We so tired of y'all. Y'all are so privileged. Y'all complaining. And, y'all act like y'all entitled. That's how Americans are. Americans are too entitled, and we can't wait till y'all take y'all ass home because we tired of y'all. We don't want y'all over here anyway. Why'd y'all even come over here knowing that we had a storm and all that? So they was basically going off on American citizens. Okay. Southern charisma say they always have something to say, but the first ones fleeing their country. My thing is, it's a lot that they said that I said, wow. It was a lot of vitriol in those messages that some of the Jamaicans were saying over there. And it was given to me that the hurricane was a perfect excuse to get what you feel off your chest about Americans, especially Black Americans. Okay, that's what it was given. It was given like this is the perfect time to go in on them, because I ain't feeling them no way. And we done told people anyway, why y'all keep running over here to these countries that really ain't feeling y'all like that anyway. But let's check out some of what they said, and I want y'all to listen to how they was saying it. It was a lot of stank, and a lot of these messages that was being said about American citizens, about Americans, and about Black American citizens. Oh, it was stank. So check out what they were saying about some of them over there. Yeah. So check out this right here. I was like, what? Y'all really? Oh, okay. That's how y'all feel? All right, then. Sometimes we have to take heed to what people say. Check this out.
Americans that are sick in Jamaica. I personally don't fear that you're sick in Jamaica. You know why? As somebody who has been to plenty of countries where I could count on both hands and maybe a foot, maybe a toe or two, that research weather at least 2 weeks prior to departure or actively know what's going on with that specific country. Most of y'all knew that hurricane was heading to Jamaica. You guys chose to be stuck. I don't care what nobody wants to say, because you had ample time to leave the country. You know who are the real people that's stuck, that the American media keep talking about? All we didn't evacuate is the Jamaicans. They are the true ones that are stuck. You guys are not stuck. You guys did this because if you thought that only did have a few extra days of vacation to have fun, now you have them few extra days of vacation. Why is nobody having fun anymore? Why is nobody having fun? I thought we were all here for a good time. What is going on? Like, why is everybody complaining that they're stuck in Jamaica? When you guys had ample time to leave, ample, plentiful of time to go in. The only real concern is the people and the citizens of Jamaica and the island of Jamaica, and whatever recovery that we're going to need in the next coming days. With family, with friends, with teacher, with lawyer, with doctor, everybody in Jamaica is important. Not you American people that are stuck. We don't care. I don't care.
She said she don't care nothing about y'all. Said she don't care nothing about y'all being stuck. Y'all don't even matter. Y'all don't even matter. American citizens don't even matter. The only thing that matters to her is the Jamaican citizens, not y'all. Y'all don't count. They don't care nothing about how you're suffering, what you're going through, none of that. See, that's what I'm saying, family. See, when you get people that talk like that, she's not the only one that feels like that over there, and y'all will hear it. The majority of them do. I'm not going to say all of them do, but the majority of them do. They don't want y'all ass over there anyway. You keep running over there trying to plan a wedding, trying to plan a birthday, trying to plan some type of celebration over there, and these people done said time and time again, they really ain't feeling y'all ass, okay? They really ain't feeling Americans, especially Black Americans. Don't care nothing about you. Keep running over there, dunking your money off in their economy, and they done set up there and told you they don't care nothing about you. See, you will hear how people really feel about you when they get drunk, or when something really happened and they get mad. They'll tell how they really feel about you, and they are telling what they really feel about you. Now, family, y'all gonna have to kind of pay close attention, because you know their accent is kind of hard to understand what they're saying, but they saying it, okay? But the point is, that girl said, we don't care nothing about you. We don't care nothing about you. Why y'all over here anyway? What? But then, see, that's why I tell people, when you go over there and something happens to you, y'all cases don't even get solved like that over there. And people take that stuff for granted until it happens to y'all over there. Until something happens to you, you will see that you're not getting any justice that you really thought you would get. Not the same type of justice you would get if something happened to you over here in the United States. Now, when they come over here to the United States, if they are some type of victim to a crime or something like that, our detectives and stuff like that, they get on it, they investigate and stuff like that. Them people over there, they ain't opening up them detective books like that for American citizens to solve no crime, solve your murder, or solve your deletion and all that. They really don't care. You just another one bites the dust. Look at Shanquilla case. A lot of cases that happens in other areas, other countries, they don't get that same justice. And they explaining to you right now why. You don't matter. And it's sad. And we have to talk about this, because we didn't say it, they said it. In the midst of what they going through, they still said, we cares nothing about you. And I understand people say, well, you know, they was complaining during the time of a hurricane and things like that. Okay, but who the first people that comes and give aid? America, the United States. It ain't like Americans is over there and they putting, you know, they paying money to stay in these areas. Then I can understand them saying, hey, we don't even have an extra blanket. We don't even have this. I can understand them saying that, you know, because they paying for it. But my thing is, why did the result even have these people come? Why didn't they say, hey, we are expecting a hurricane. Y'all can't come. You need to get your money back. We're going to refund your money back. No, because they greedy. They wanted the American dollars, but then say, we don't care nothing about you. We don't care nothing about your suffering. We just wanted your money. Whether you come over here and get stuck or not, all we needed was the money. That's what it's given. That's what it's given. Let me see what y'all saying. TS said we are supposed to help if we can, and they were there. Exactly. And you know, it's some Americans that did help while being stuck over there. Ain't nobody talking about that. They just talking about the one who said it. And it wasn't but about 2 or 3 or 4 that said something. It wasn't like it was all American citizens who was over there was complaining. That wasn't the case. But anyway, let's listen to what else they said.
Speak for everybody, because maybe, like I said, I'm insensitive, but I don't care that you guys are stuck. You had a choice and you made a decision, so you stick with it. You guys are.
Now there's another one.
American entitlement during a hurricane is just above and beyond. I lived in the States for 18 years, and it's one of the biggest issues that I had there. We're going through a Category 5 disaster. Many of the people that chose to stay in Jamaica were well aware of this hurricane. Granted, the airlines should be criminalized for what they do in terms of hiking the prices. It's a problem. But many people that did come were well aware that a hurricane was here and chose to come. And now we're complaining about having to be evacuated and not staying in your room or your suite, complaining about the food and the provisions that were given to you. There are people on this island that do not have provisions, that live here. It is a luxury and a gift to even be able to go on vacation, let alone choose to come knowing there is a disaster. Have some humility. People are losing their lives. People are losing their property. People are losing their minds. In America, we are blessed time and time again and are given multiple opportunities to be better people. But our prerogative, and I say our as an American because I'm an American too, that just happens to be Jamaican as well. In America, the most blessed country, the most ungrateful, the most ignorant when it comes to humility. Just like this, God can take and give. And y'all are here complaining about Jamaica. Don't leave your house. Stay home. Don't come back. Because don't go anywhere. If this is how you're going to behave, if you can't even see what it is, the level of selfishness, you're making it about you, it's disturbing. It's sick. And you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Okay. And yes, at a time like that, people say a lot of things, and people just say what they feel, and they have a right to do that. But it's some of the messaging in there, because guess what? If anybody from another country comes over here, and we have hurricanes as well, I don't know what it is that a lot of people thinking that America, the United States, don't have hurricanes. They do. They have awful hurricanes. And I was slap dead in the middle of Katrina. We have bad hurricanes. Yes. And we was all displaced for a long, long time. So we know how it is to be in the mix of a hurricane, right? But if people are visiting and they get caught up in our hurricane, it was some people from other countries that got caught up in Hurricane Katrina. We didn't bash them at all. Tell them to go back or whatever. Yes, everybody was complaining. Everybody was complaining. It is some Jamaicans there right now that's complaining about, hey, they don't have, okay? Along with the Americans were saying in the hotels they were staying at that they don't have. But in a situation like that, it just make everybody just start going at it, basically. But my thing is, when you say some things, you have to watch how you say it. And when you say it with such vitriol, that lets people know that that's how you've been feeling. Okay? I don't make excuses for nobody that just tells people you didn't see but probably one, I say about 3 American tourists. They really didn't complain. They just showed how they wasn't getting what they was spending their money for. Example, if that place was $500 a night, they went up $1,000. Well, if you go up $1,000, that means you're going to give me that extra $500 service. You cannot go up $1,000 and then give me $2 service. I'm sorry. Y'all call it what you want to call it. Entitlement. You think you too good. Why you complain? You say what you want to. It's not coming out your bank account. It's coming out of mine. And in some places, they would say, because of that hurricane, you got no phone service, you got no water service, you got no lights, none of that. They will give you probably a discount for that day, not go up an extra $500. So what's up? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, they not looking at that. They done took your money and then talk about you like that. You know, and then y'all doing that complaining. Okay, well then why did they go up on these here hotels? They went up on it and gave them lower food quality. What? They went up on it and don't want to give no towels. Oh, we ain't got no towels. That's all I'm saying. It's not entitlement. It's being ripped off. And if you get ripped off, then give me some rip-off service. Give me what I'm entitled to have. But check out, and it wasn't but like I said, it wasn't but about 2 or 3 Americans that said something, and they didn't even say it in a bad way. They did not. They did not say it in a bad way. They was just saying, hey, look, we here, we stuck. Even the plane flights has went up. The price on getting up out of here has went up double and triple. Hey, to stay here one extra night is an extra $700. That's all they were saying. They didn't down nobody else but the people who had overcharged them at a time like that. You know? But then you had people in Jamaica that wanted to just go in. And this is some more how they went in.
To the Americans that's now stuck in Jamaica due to the storm, wanna shut the fucking mouth and go sit on one side. Nobody's coming for you. So get it out on a pussy clot mind and just get comfortable. See? And just make sure so you help the neighbor nail up to zinc and him with it. And shut the fuck up.
He said, shut the F up.
The Americans who are stranded in Jamaica, I understand that there are a lot of unknown things happening right now. I understand you are probably scared. And I understand that your vacations have been ruined by this. But please be clear that you are in Jamaica where some people soon will not have homes to go to. Their lives are going to be completely destroyed from this storm. So just keep in mind the comments that you are making about how the hotel workers are not giving you great service. They're worried about themselves. They're not even home to take care of their family. They're not even able to see if they still have a home. Some people can be so inconsiderate. And you wonder why people are not caring about you being stranded in Jamaica. It's because Jamaica has been on hurricane watch for about 2 weeks now. So people are wondering why you went.
American, when I see on my feet, was stuck at them resort. Y'all are so annoying. Y'all are very annoying. Like, y'all are expecting a 5-star during a fucking hurricane that might take away the resort. No, man, I'm not doing more, so I'm very annoying.
Okay, he said Americans are very annoying. They come to Jamaica expecting a 5-star result. Well, if that result is charging them 5-star prices, what do you expect? I'm just asking a question. What do you expect? And you expect that. And granted, it was a hurricane coming and people should have knew not to go. But they went anyway. My thing is, even without a hurricane being in the water, you have to watch where you go, because people have been saying some real shady things about America in these type here countries, in Jamaica, Africa, everywhere. They do feel like Americans in general are entitled. So that's all I'm saying about that right there. They do feel like Americans feel like they entitled and they don't like it. So you have to watch when you go to countries like that, even without the hurricanes being in the water, is some Americans that go to these places and still get treated like dumpster trash. They don't care nothing about you for real.
Some resort I get something, some not get nothing. When they even get them a complaint, just come off the internet. It's like on the undercover link, just stay for the content. Like when I want to come and show a little sympathy for the workers, them. Like when I don't even care about them. When I have nice hotel room, can go sleep in. I don't know how much of them I go work with them, I go sleep. If them I survive, if them I get blow away. For the workers, them. Like when I don't even care about.
Is for all the Americans that are in Jamaica right now on vacation, that are making all the whining videos, complaining, oh, I missed my flight, this, that, and the third. I saw this one girl saying, oh, there's no panic. I just want to take this moment to apologize to you all. I'm sorry that you guys have never experienced something like this, but Jamaica is facing one of the worst hurricanes in history. And as a Jamaican, seeing you guys on my timeline whining about stupid stuff just irritates me so bad. Because I'm trying to see the locals. I'm trying to see what's going on in the country. And every other video is one of y'all complaining, whining about something. And if you have done your research, you would know that this time of the year in Jamaica is hurricane season. And that is why the tickets are so cheap.
Now, she told the truth there. When it is this time of the year, hurricane season and stuff like that, y'all notice that some of the flights are cheap. They will say, hey, these results are just $100 a night, $80 a night. And everybody like, oh, that's a good deal. Let's go. You're hollering, let's go, without looking that it's hurricane season there. But we have hurricane season in the United States here on the Gulf Coast. We have hurricane season all the time. Okay? But the thing is, that's why a lot of that stuff is so cheap at certain time of the year. When it ain't hurricane season, those prices ain't cheap like that. But then, now, not all of the people in Jamaica feel like these people, but the majority of them do. And this woman said, I'm sorry y'all ain't never experienced a hurricane. What? Which shows you she knows nothing about the United States. They get hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that all the time. But hurricanes, the Gulf Coast is very familiar with hurricanes. Actually, we get more hurricanes than they do. This is their first one in 90-something years this hard. We get hurricane category 3s and 4s all the time. So yes, Americans do know about hurricanes. They really do.
So please be a little bit considerate. Because you see, when you leave and come back to your life, people's lives will be in shambles in Jamaica. People will lose their life. People are going to lose everything they own, everything they got. So every time I see y'all whining and complaining, it really irritates me, bro. Because it shows that you guys are being insensitive. Come on, be considerate.
Wow.
Visitors are in Jamaica right now at these resorts complaining about the services that you guys are experiencing right now. You guys are so tone deaf. Some of them are coming from Thursday. How long people have been talking about hurricane and they say you guys still came into the country? Even though some of you guys did try and leave, come on. Do you think these workers want to be at the hotel? Do you think that they want to be at work? working when their families are back home. They can't be here from their family to know if they're okay or not, and they're still there working for you guys to make sure that you guys have the things that you need. It's not about the things that you want at this point. Like, everybody's in survival mode right now. Some people are nice and some people are not nice. I don't care. I don't care about what you guys have to say, because some of you guys knew that the hurricane was coming, probably didn't care, still went in because you guys went on your vacation and then got stuck in Jamaica. You guys are so tone deaf, and if you guys don't have nothing positive to say pertaining to all this, just shut up. I'm Jamaican, so I can make any jokes that I want. I don't care. I've been trying to doom scroll today, and I've been seeing Hurricane Melissa. Hurricane Melissa, now mind you, of course, it's a very serious situation, but if the Jamaicans are having fun and I'm Jamaican, I'm gonna have fun with it too. So this is what I'm saying. Bomba clock! Send the roses, pond the roses, send the lights, bomba clock, bomba, the wind them. This is normal, send the roses, pond the roses, pond the hearts. Send the gold coins. Send me some roses them. Bomba clot. You see, me I see that the neighbor home them. Bomba, send me the roses. The rain come on my phone. Hold on me for upon the roses. Send me for roses in the coins. Repost, send in repost. The hurricane, Melissa did not play. Send me roses, 100 roses. May I give you a forecast, Melissa? Bomba clock them.
Well, she said, send the roses. Rain is on my phone. Boom, send the roses. Now, that's just the light part of what I recorded. There are some that are saying those Akatas ain't worth this. Those Akatas go home. Boom, o'clock, all that. It's a lot of nastiness that I just did not want to play. It was really, and it shows that, man, they was going in. I'm talking about, all you got to do is go over the internet and look. They are saying some nasty stuff that's full of vitriol. But the thing is that a lot of that come from, they can't even enjoy their own beaches, so they already feeling some type of way. Their beaches has been colonized and owned by people. Like we have public beaches, they don't have public beaches. The only beaches that people go to is where they have the tourist area at. Other than that, Jamaica has a lot of beaches along that islands, okay, but they are blocked off of their own beaches because those beaches are now owned by private people, and most of them are colonized by other groups of people besides the Jamaicans. So they can't even enjoy their own beaches throughout. So I can understand a lot of that. And then you got tourists that can come in and they enjoy the beach area and stuff like that because it's in that tourist area. And then you have where a lot of Americans go there. Some of them get ripped off or, get scammed or something like that because they look at it as if Americans are rich, and that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? They just think that Americans have a lot of money, Americans are spoiled, Americans are entitled, and all that type of stuff. And then they say, well, don't come back. We be glad when y'all leave and don't come back. Okay, when it don't come back and don't no money come into their economy, then what? Then they'll be saying, no, come back. Because a lot of the money that goes into that economy is tourist money that's coming in, flying in. Wow. 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 And I feel like this. American citizens need to start utilizing their own beaches. They need to start utilizing their own beautiful beaches, their resorts. They need to go and they need to start making plans. It's so many beautiful beaches throughout the United States that people can go and enjoy. And then at least you know if something happens to you, the detective's going to open up the books to try to solve your crime the majority of the time. I have family members that was saying, I think it was like a year ago, they was like, oh, they did say they was going to Jamaica. They did go. I didn't go. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I always say, yeah, y'all know I report on this stuff. So I'm not going anywhere that I see that it's a little hostility and it's not a lot of it's not really a lot of love like it. I don't know. I just prefer to just stay where I'm at. Now, if y'all have something throughout the United States, I'm bound to come. Anything other than that, they were saying, we're going to Jamaica, we going to Cancun, nah, dog, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all just send me some pictures or whatever like that. But I'm telling you now, then you have to look at what is the level. United States put some countries on a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. That means it's not safe to go. Before you make plans or when you make plans, you need to see if that country is on a level 3, level 4, level 5. That means if something happens to you, it's really nothing that the United States can do. They put these places on a level. Some people just ignore that. They just make plans and jump on the plane and go. Wow. Yes. We have some of the most beautiful beaches, And so you put your money in your own economy because it was some messages. I wouldn't play it. It's about another 80 something different messages. And a lot of people are playing them on their platforms and things like that. But it's some real nasty messages in there about especially Black Americans. It really is. And it's sad. But then I always say, okay, you say all that about Americans, but then want Americans to help get you out of that bind or to help ease what you're going through. So which one is it? Which one is it? Because the United States was one of the first ones that touched down over there. There was a reporter over there saying, hey, these people need help, whatever. Next thing you know, I saw pictures where United States was there. People from the United States came in. So see, sometimes we have to watch what we say. Wow. Then they were saying, go home, go home, go home. Okay, well, are you going to keep that same energy when you're asking for the same American citizens' help? I'll wait. Anyway, let me see what y'all saying. American soil is absolutely beautiful. Southern charisma. Exactly. At Rose said, you don't understand the language. It don't matter about understanding the language. What I do understand is the language say, go home. We be glad when you go home. We be glad when you get up out of here. Yes. And it's a lot of those messages I did not play that was very, very nasty. So yeah, we really do understand the language. We understand the vitriol. Yes, in some of those messages. Yeah. 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 Oh, exactly, Purple Sacks and Darlene Chestnut. We clearly understand. Exactly. You know. So you know, we clearly understand. We clearly understand. Yep. We understand enough, Darlene Chestnut said. Exactly. Exactly. You know, and I know some people say that was Rose Lawrence that said you don't understand the language. She the hell if we don't. We can understand. We understand. See, that's what some people like to backpedal and try to make it like we don't understand that we are being talked to like dumpster trash. We understand that type language. We do. We do. We understand it. We understand it. But when we check you on it, all of a sudden is, oh no, that's not what that means. Yes, it is what it means. And furthermore, it wasn't but about 2 or 3, I say about 4 people, Americans that was over there that said something about probably they wasn't getting any towels or they wasn't getting any this or they wasn't getting any that. Okay, hey, you could have just let that bypass. There wasn't nobody really caring about that. Only thing that made people pay attention to this is the response to those people. See, when those people was complaining about towels or whatever, they was talking about that result. Okay, they was talking about that hotel. They did not group Jamaicans in like, hey, the Jamaicans over here ain't nothing and they ain't helping us and they ain't helping us get a robe. They ain't helping us. They didn't do that. But the response came with putting all Americans, Black Americans especially, in one lump sum and talked about them like dumpster trash. That's what we saying. And it didn't do nothing but show how you really feel. Because it really didn't take all that for the 3 people that complained about the hotel. It really didn't take. All of a sudden, it was all bumbleclaw. Oh, you a Kada. Oh, you this. Oh, you're entitled. Oh, y'all are spoiled. Oh, hurry up and get out. We don't want you here anyway. Why did you come? You didn't look at the news. You didn't look at this. And we don't want you. What? You didn't have to go all that. So that just showed you wanted to get that off your chest anyway. You want to get that off your chest anyway. Because like I said, I only played like 9 of them. It's really 90 or more that's joining in the bandwagon over there in Jamaica talking about Black Americans. Basically, the majority of them are talking about Black Americans because I heard one say, oh, we ain't talking about the white Americans. We talking about the Akata. What? The who? What you call me? What you call us? Yeah. So that was on your chest for a minute. But then when we check it, we wrong. And it's things like that is the reason why I sat back and was shaking my head like, that's exactly why I don't go to those places. And like I said, it's not all of them, but it's a hell of a lot of them. So why would I want to go to a place like that, knowing that I know a lot of them feel like that about me? I wouldn't want to go get in an Uber. I don't know who is who. I don't know if this the one that really like Americans or ain't too enthused with Americans, or is this the one that's going to try to scam Americans, or this the one who kind of like Americans, or is this the one who going to ride me on the Uber into a trap and my family never see me again? Or is this a legit one to ride with? I ain't got time to debate on all that when you're taking a vacation. Shit, that's too much like work and stress. When I could just go somewhere in America that got beautiful beaches, beautiful hotels on the beach, beachfront, and just chill and don't have to worry about all that. That's all I'm saying. And there's a lot of people need to take heed to that too. Now, all countries ain't like that, but I've been seeing a hell of a lot of it coming from over there in the Jamaica and the African side. Wow. And then come over here on our soil and still talk down on us. Like, dang. That's all I'm saying. Now, let me get to this one, because see, it's quite strange. See, this is what I'm saying. It's quite strange that people talk like that about how we spoiled, how we ain't this, how we ain't that, go home, go this, go that. But then some of them who are here will act like they don't like us, but then they have this underground thing about let's be like them. And I'm going to tell y'all what I'm talking about right here. Because this woman here said, take American men. This one right here, hold on. This one right here said, take American men from Black American women. And that basically they need something, most likely a green card or to become a citizen permanently or whatever like that. This is what this here woman said, because it's given that since ICE is making their presence known throughout these here United States streets, that now African women who are here are now planning, or they saying, this is what we need to do. We need to take Black American men from Black American women. What? Basically, it's giving an easy way to become a citizen, okay? Because they talking this since ICE done ramped up their little thing, okay? So we know how to peep game. And we know what sounds like a plan, yeah. So this here African woman said, damn dating African men. She's telling her African women, hey, y'all don't need to be studying y'all African men. Let's get the Black American men. Okay, so this is what homegirl said. Now check it out. Now this is what she said.
The time has come for African women to start dating Black American men. The time has come from people from other land.
Now she said the time has come. The time has come where y'all African women, that she preaching to her African women, because she said the time has come that y'all African, we need to get these Black American men and start dating them and take them away from the Black American women. Okay, because they need some of these here green cards, they need some of these permanent citizenships and all that stuff. And she said, look here, all y'all got to do is dress like them women. All y'all got to do is dress like those women, American women. Look here now, we got to put on makeup like them. We got to put on eyelash like them. We got to, put on some smell good like them, and we will be able to take their men. Well, that's what she said. I haven't seen too many Black American men. These women, hold on. Oh, is it still on now? Yeah. I haven't seen too many Black American men with African women on their side. Okay, I've seen them with the white women, the Mexican women, things like that, but really hadn't seen them too much with them on their side. But check out what she said. She said the time has come, African women. Okay.
The time has come for African women to start dating Black American men. The time has come from people from motherland to start dating African Americans. The time has come. These are our people. A lot of you come here and you be like, I need a man. You still plan going back to Africa to go get you a man for what? And these not men. These are men. All right? These are men, good-looking men, intelligent men. They got everything you need in a man. I was watching.
Okay, now you see how she say Black American men are good-looking men, intelligent men, and they have everything. Okay? So it goes to show you how they really do feel about Black American men and Black American women. They just portray that we ain't worth this. That's because they have a deep jealousy, so they don't want to come out and say they admire us. Therefore, they keep coming out sometimes, not all of them, but a lot of them start attacking us. Okay, make us feel like we less than in our own country and things like that. But behind the scenes, they want the Black American man and they want to be like the Black American woman. She clearly gonna say it. And this is just not her. This is what is going on actually right now throughout their little culture. But then watch how she throwing her own men up under the bus. Now, don't y'all go, we need to leave our own African American men to the side. Let's get the Black American men. Check it out. Yeah, she said they are smart. They got everything.
What? And these not men. These are men. All right? These are men, good-looking men, intelligent men. They got everything you need in a man. I was watching a video the other day. A lady narrated her story. How she went to Africa to go get herself a man. Getting there, everything went well until the man came to America. Guess what? Everything was messed up. So instead of you going back to Africa to go and get you a man, why don't you just settle down here? Look for a Black American guy. Because a lot of them, they are well behaved. A lot of them, they are handsome. A lot of them, they are intelligent. A lot of them, they understand. Most of them are even better than those your African men. Come with your culture. Come with your ways. Learn how to cook. Cook for these men. Take care of them. Combine your culture with their own. You're going to see that you're going to have a beautiful relationship with them. Just dress like their women. Look good like their women.
What?
Put some eyelash.
Said what? Look good like their women. Be like their women. So see, family, they do admire Black American women. Let them tell it they don't. Let them tell it we the most ratchet ones. See, when people go to spewing all that stuff about Black American women and Black American men, it's basically all built out of jealousy. We see that. We ain't crazy. We been peep game. Okay? But be like they women. We can't be duplicated. I'll talk about that. We cannot be replaced, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
They understand. Most of them are even better than those your African men. Come with your culture. Come with your ways. Learn how to cook. Cook for these men. Take care of them. Combine your culture with their own. You're going to see that you're going to have a beautiful relationship with them. Just dress like their women. Look good like their women. Put some eyelash.
What?
Put some eyelashes on. Draw some tattoos on you. Look cute, look sexy. These men, they're going to like you. They're going to be like, oh, she look like our people. She look like us. Men are the same. Man is going to be men are always going to be men. Because after all, a lot of times their women don't even need them. Why can't you utilize what you have? You have the opportunity. You live here. What's your problem? Why going back to Africa to go get you a man when we have all these intelligent men around here?
handsome goods.
She said, she telling the African women, why y'all keep going back to Africa trying to get those men and bring them back here when you got all these good looking black American men right here that got everything and intelligent. So basically she just threw her culture of men clean away. Okay? Which furthermore says why black women can't be replaced, because what we don't do is throw our whole culture of men away for another culture of men, because those culture of men look like they got something. What? See, that's how come you can never be a black woman. You can never replace us. Check it out.
Black American guys, you don't show interest at all. I don't know what's wrong with African women.
So she said she's talking to the African women. So we peep game, you know, and I'm going to tell you like this, you know, they want something. She wants something. And my thing is, not one time did she tell the African American, well, the African women to be themselves. She didn't say be yourselves. She said be like black American women. Dress up like them. Put on eyelash like them. Put on clothes like them. Put on moisturizer like them. Put on perfume like them. Do all this stuff like them, and we can get them. We can take them. We can take their men if we just do that. What? No, you can't. Walk like them. Walk like they're women. Yeah. See, that shows it's a deep obsession with black American men and black American women. And black Americans have a certain aura about themselves. They have powerful energy. It's a distinct quality that cannot be replaced, because our vibes is full of excellence. That's what it is. Dressing like us, acting like us, looking like us, throwing on eyelashes and all that still ain't gonna help you. Because one thing, black American men don't like women that will throw their whole culture of men away. See, black women have loyalty. That's something that can't be replaced. And we have loyalty to our men. It was quick for her to say, why y'all going to get our men when we could settle with African American black men? Basically, damn the African men. Basically, just done threw them away. It's easy for them to throw them away. You know, that's not hard for us to believe, because hell, they sold their own people decades ago, centuries ago. See, you see how quick it is, easy it is for them to sell out their own men. They sold out their own people too, centuries ago. So no, it's going to be hard to get a black American man like that, because black American women have loyalty. She said everything but what it takes. She said, dress like they women, act like they women, look like they women, do all that, but never said about the loyalty of a black woman, black American woman, a black founded American woman. They have loyalty to their men and to their women. You know why? Because we birthed them. So it's no way we will sell out our men that we birthed. See, we are a whole nother breed that can't be replaced. It's no matter how much they coach each other to be us. The mission will fail every time. Wow. They threw a whole culture of men up under the bus. That's sad. That's sad. She acting like African men ain't worth 2 cents. Why y'all going back and getting them and trying to bring them back here when y'all leave them over there? And let's stay here and let's focus on the Black American men, even the African men who here. Forget them because they really ain't got no pull to keep us here. Black American men do. So let's just take them from their Black American women. What? She's selling out her own folks, just like they sold their own folks to the masses. Black American women don't sell out their own people. They own men. They own women. They own children. No, we don't do that. Because like I said, we birthed them. Yeah. Darlene Chestnut, you something else. And then she said, put on some moisturizer. Put on some smell good, the perfume. Do all that. Yeah. Yes. And then Southern Charisma said she threw her African women up under the bus to calling their fashion bad. Yeah, yes, But my thing is, you don't see Black American women saying, let's dress up like African women to take their African men. No, we don't do that. We never do that. We don't never say, let's dress up like another culture so that we can get their culture of men. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Wow. And I'm going to tell you right now, women like that who throw their own men up under the bus like that, so quick, so smooth, without even thinking twice, and they coaching each other to do that, women like that can't be trusted. They can't be trusted because it already showed that once they get what they want, they're going to sell you out. Wow. Which shows Black women can't be replaced because our loyalty for our culture is too strong. Too strong. So that was a trip. And Darlene Chestnut, I want to say thanks again for your generous donation. I seen it in the last comment that you put up in the last video. Thank you so much. You are so greatly appreciated. Y'all all are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Yes. So if anybody want to call in right quick, the telephone number is 678-439-4517. If y'all want to talk about any of the topics that we talked about today, feel free to do so. That right there tripped me out. I'm sorry. That tripped me out there when she said, just act like they're women. Act like they're women. Yes, we can get them. It's no problem. We can get them. All we got to do is put on some eyelash. What? That's what you think it take? Child. What? Act like they women. Do what they women do. Marilyn Shaw, salute. All of y'all, salute. Old Tone, salute. Ronald Perry, salute. Just salute to everybody. Rose Lawrence, salute. Nick Hornberg, salute. It don't matter. We just saying salute to everybody. So if anybody do want to call in and talk about any of the subjects that we talked about today, feel free to do it. Like I said, the number is 678-439-4517. I'll take a couple of calls right quick for those who want to come in and just talk for a minute. And if not, that's fine. We'll just wrap it up. And I'll talk to y'all on the next go round. Yes. But that was all I wanted to talk about really basically today. Yes. Boy, I tell you, it's always something. Always something. Let me read some of the comments. Darlene Chestnut said, can't copy me nor my FBA sisters. Exactly. 12 said, number again, please. TS just put it in the chat. 12, the cable guy. She just put it in the chat. She just put it in the chat. TS just put the number in the chat. 12, the cable guy. If you want to call, the number was just put in the chat. Feel free to call in. 12, the cable guy. Come on with your call. Come on with your call. Come on, get with it. You asked for that number again. TS put it in the chat. She already put it in the chat. It's 678-439-4517. Yes. Yep. Let me read some more of the comment. Oh, 12, the cable guy, see it, TS. I don't know. They asked for the number. Darlene says she talked real bad about her sisters. Wow, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I gave people ample time to go ahead on and do that. To call. Y'all gonna call in. But anyway, what else y'all saying in the chat? Let me see. Thanks to everyone. Yeah, thank you so much, TS, for telling everybody. Thank them for their time. Thank everybody for the time that y'all came. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. Please hit the like button as well. We greatly appreciate it. Yes, we do. Yes. Sending love and hugs to everyone. Sending loves and hugs to everyone. We do appreciate everyone for joining us today. We just had to pop on and talk about a lot of these different stories and give updates on them as well. I enjoyed y'all too, Darlene Chestnut. We enjoyed all of y'all. Appreciate it. Sending loves and hugs. TS, once again, happy birthday to TS. Put some birthday cakes and hearts in the chat for TS one time for the birthday girl, TS. And hope many more years to come. Yes. And we enjoyed everybody. We really did. Thank you all for joining us today. Sending loves and hugs. And that's it, y'all. See y'all on the next go round. Love y'all.